This is Money, Motivation, and Mike, and I am your host, Michael Wainwright. In charge of the show is Jason Wainwright. And hello to you, world. This is the show that will change your life. A big happening last weekend, Jason, as the full world now knows, and we're going to talk about it with what Trump is calling Venezuela's ex-president, Maduro. Maduro is still calling himself the president of Venezuela. So we're going to get into a couple of parts here. And the first part here is we're going to do the timeline of the operation and then come back in another episode and talk about the aftermath for sure. But nevertheless, it has been done. And as Jason has said to me offline, off camera here, you're calling it the biggest operation in the history of the military?
I think it's the most sophisticated.
Okay. And I think back on that because the first thing my rebuttal to that was the capturing of bin Laden, which took 10 years, but most of that time was searching for him.
Yeah.
And it was him.
Yeah.
And not a country who had mass military forces. As I think this thing through, when they went into bin Laden's compound, there wasn't 10 people with machine guns, maybe not even that many.
No,
Nothing.
No securities, just
Right.
his brothers and such.
Well, I mean, we landed the helicopter right in his backyard, didn't we?
Couple helicopters versus this operation, nearly 150 assets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, the timeline of January the 3rd, which probably most people don't realize how quickly this operation happened. And I'm going to say that this particular mission was put together. I know they go out and the armed forces go out and practice, not knowing if the button will ever be pushed for them to go. But
being prepared for anything.
I think this has been more of a buildup since Trump administration has taken over. Like, I don't know that we were doing this under the previous administration, even though the previous administration did indict him several years ago.
Yeah.
So
I kind of think maybe they were keeping tabs on the guy, but nothing as in depth as probably what has taken place over the last few months.
Yeah, didn't Trump say, like, in his initial day or the initial week, Venezuela will be addressed?
I mean, you're talking, he's campaigned on the whole thing.
Okay.
But so did Biden.
Yeah. All right. We'll forget some of that stuff in the past. 10:46 in the morning. These are Eastern times. 10:46 p.m. in the evening, U.S. President Donald Trump gives the final go order of Operation Absolute Resolve. 150 military aircraft, as you said, Jason, launching from over 20 bases and warships across the hemisphere. That is a lot. That's a lot of firepower.
Yeah. That you don't want to be on the other end of.
Okay, no doubt. At 1:50 a.m., U.S. warplanes suddenly strike multiple Venezuela military targets in and around the capital. 8 minutes later, at 1:58, under cover of the citywide blackout, the U.S. goes in and blacks out the city. A formation of low-flying U.S. Special Operation helicopters from the Army's 160th SOAR Night Stalkers, Delta Force operators, correct?
Yeah.
At 2:01, 3 minutes later, assault landing. The first helicopters touched down at Maduro's compound in the capital's central area. Sometime between 2:02 and 2:10, a raid on Maduro's safe house was carried out.
Which that location was inside of a military base.
So we had to go through the military base to get to his compound, who then also had to keep him from getting to his safe room. And it was a big deal made about that. And I believe his wife was even injured on the way there. But if he was able to seal the safe room, what is that going to do for him?
I don't know what that safe room is like, but assuming they have some explosives or something like that, possibly could have opened it, but
But
it would have made it more difficult nonetheless.
All right, so it takes 15 minutes instead of 8. I mean, you got the United States military knocking on your safe room door. Yeah. It's not going to last very long.
No.
And including if U.S. casualties had to happen. I mean, these guys and gals know that the moment they take off, they may never return. But that's what they signed up for.
Yeah.
And God bless them, and that's why they're the greatest.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, yes, they attempted to flee to they call it the panic room, safe room, but obviously did not make it. I mean, when you got, I know there was only a few soldiers in there at that time, but when you got thousands of people involved, obviously it takes a whole lot to fly 150 aircraft. It's going to be very difficult to escape such a raid.
Yeah.
2:15, the site is secure. Capture is confirmed. The indicted persons, as I say, they were indicted way back when. I don't know the exact date. And they're positively identified and in U.S. custody in Venezuela. From 2:20 to 2:30, they start the extraction. They pick up the operators and the captives. The U.S. force lifts off from the compound. Did you know the Venezuela troops opened fire? The ones that were still alive?
Yeah. I know there's some Cubans involved. It may be part of his bodyguard team.
You know, the departing helicopters were shot.
Yeah.
They took on bullets.
My understanding, Delta Force took out about 30 of his immediate bodyguard team.
Now this is interesting. No pursuing Venezuela aircraft managed to get off the ground.
No, we took them out. It's one of the first things we did.
As the U.S. airstrikes went in and crippled the Venezuela Air Force. Very, very impressive.
I think we took control of some Russian airplanes as well.
Along the way?
Yeah.
At 4:20 in the morning, the mission is complete. All U.S. forces have exited Venezuela airspace and reached safety over international waters. Very, very interesting, huh? Okay. The capture of Maduro and his wife are flown out aboard the helicopters to the awaiting U.S. Navy assault ship, the USS Iwo Jima in the Caribbean. All right, you're down in Venezuela. Venezuela, well, let's see. Probably took an hour and a half to get over there to that. I mean, that goes real quick. But I'm trying to think how long a helicopter takes to get out of Venezuela, to get into the Caribbean, the ocean, and to get on to an aircraft. What I also think is really, really ironic, funny, unique, whatever. So at 4:20 a.m., it was declared that the mission was complete. And at 4:21 a.m., President Trump posts on his social media announcing that Maduro has been captured in a U.S. military raid. There you go.
I think they had a live feed. They were sitting there watching the whole thing happen.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been released yet.
If it ever will.
Yeah. I think they should share that with us.
Yeah, at least some of it, what they can.
So Trump goes on and releases blindfolded, handcuffed Maduro aboard our battleship. Oh, it's great. And then, of course, the successful capture spreads around the world, and here we are. Now, go ahead.
I was going to say, when they brought him in, they flew him right by the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, they did?
And you got to have clearance for that. So Trump gave him clearance.
I think these fellas and ladies had all the clearance that they needed and wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have done whatever they wanted to do. If that helicopter could have made it to the moon, that's what they would have been allowed to do.
Yeah.
So, who is in charge right now, Jason? What was Maduro's vice president, I guess you could say?
The vice president, I believe her name is Delcy Rodriguez. Yeah, Delcy Rodriguez.
Delcy Rodriguez right now.
Yeah.
who has she identified Trump as her new head advisor yet?
Well, reports that I read, she is being very agreeable with Trump.
She don't want to be next.
Right. And now there's even, there's been comments that she has been in touch with the administration for the last year behind his back. So she may be one of the inside sources on the whole matter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whether
that's true or not, that's just what I've come across and read comments on.
She's doing some CIA stuff.
Indeed.
Hey, the outcome of the Operation Absolute Resolve, obviously it was to apprehend Maduro. And big comment here, no U.S. personnel was killed. Two soldiers were badly wounded. 5 others were nicked up and now been released. Well, but there are no life-threatening injuries. So that's very, very important.
Yeah.
And secondly, no aircraft was lost.
Right. I think a couple bullet holes is my understanding.
Well, the Venezuela authorities are saying over 40 people were killed during the overnight strikes. And now that number is up to over 80.
That is the last number I heard as well.
Including their military and several Cuban advisors.
Yeah, but all military, from my understanding, no actual civilians.
Well, then it says that the U.S. has control of the Venezuela government and its immediate aftermath. So
I think he got a few uprisings with a couple of little outfits there. So
Cuba advisors also said it was an illegal kidnapping.
Yeah, of course they did.
Now, not getting off the subject here, which I've been known to do for 4 years of this show, but nevertheless, that's a side note. We now go to Cuba in an indirect way. Like, I know folks that get on their boats in Miami and now float down to Cuba and dock up and hang out. Our relations has been better with Cuba going all the way back, from the 1960s and Kennedy and the Bay of Pigs and all that and Castro. So is it really that safe for Americans to go to Cuba?
I would say no, I wouldn't go.
Because it is advertised that it is. You have travel agencies online advertising, go to Cuba.
Yeah.
Now, I think on that particular deal, you don't fly out of the United States. I think you fly over to, let's just say, Mexico, and you fly from Mexico over to Cuba.
That might be. I don't know.
I
haven't looked in it because I've had no desire.
You haven't done all that investigating?
Not for Cuba.
You're not planning on getting on one of them love boats and docking up in Cuba?
Nope. I believe the U.S. State Department kind of releases whether or not it's safe to go there or not. And last thing I heard, it wasn't. So, but that's been many years ago, so I don't know what's changed.
I'll bet Havana has a hotel room waiting for you right now.
Got my name on it, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm with you. I've always been intrigued with Cuba. I wanted to go see it. I hear it's still a major this is called a 5th world country, if there is such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They still drive vehicles that are 60, 70 years old.
Yeah.
1955 Chevys that are turquoise still exist.
That's because they're not allowed to import some new cars. That's correct.
So that's taking you back in time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And
it is part of the culture now from that aspect. Everybody looking in, they'd like to go see that. It's like you're walking back in time.
And I'm also intrigued because, in 1948, that's where the mafia heads all met.
Yeah.
That formed the commission of how things were going to go.
Yeah. And
those 8 particular people, entertained by none other than Frank Sinatra.
I've heard that.
And I'm telling you that I've heard it and I believe it's the truth. And everybody else does too, because there's, and The Godfather 2, that's what they're doing, is replicating that particular event.
Yeah.
And in Godfather 2, where Frito, the brother that's the black sheep, brings the $2 million to Havana.
Yeah.
That actually was Frank Sinatra taking that $2 million to Cuba in 1948.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Inserted Frito, though.
Whatever.
Understand.
So, that is your timeline of Operation Absolute Resolve, a minute-by-minute report. So, we will, in our next episode, move to the aftermath and what's going on with that, and frankly, what you need to know about the Maduro arrest and let's just call it Trump's Venezuela operation.
Yeah. I think Colombia and Cuba might be next. He's already suggested it.
Really?
Yeah. On Air Force One the other night.
Well, I think he's got to get that. He wants to get that Greenland under the belt, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. They were mentioned too, unfortunately. I don't know what to think about that one.
Yeah, might as well. I don't know. Iceland. Where do we need? Go get Iceland so we can. We say we're in a what's that? Global warming.
Yeah.
Well, we get Iceland, it all recovers, right? We just bring it down here.
I guess.
Don't think it works that way.
Florida coast is going to be rising. Some of those buildings are going to be underwater.
That is the truth. That is the scientific comment that is what's going to happen.
Well, they're kind of backtracking on it because it hadn't exactly rose over the last umpteen years.
Like they think.
It hadn't really made any difference.
Well, boy, it was a major thing there for a minute.
Yeah, it was.
And by the way, you notice we've never talked about global warming on this show.
I don't know what we believe in. I don't even know where we stand. I know where I stand on it.
Well, I can tell you where Money, Motivation, and Mike stands on it. We don't address it because we don't believe in it until I see. Well, here you go. Why wouldn't New Orleans already be in trouble again?
Yeah.
Well,
its biggest advocator, who was Bill Gates's, changed his direction on it too.
Bill. Yep.
You
can contact us at info@mx3.vip and find all of our content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@MX3 Podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all your new content, which comes out every Monday and Thursday morning. Also, viewing and listening audience here in early January, got to get those goals down, get them in writing, review them, and do not go and get your gym membership and pay for it for the next 12 months and not go the final 11 months. A gym owner's dream.
You're affecting his way of life.
Him or her.
Yeah.
Yes. So nevertheless, yes, the gym owners are loving January.
Yeah.
And the gym members who go love February because they've all trickled off, 85% of them. So everyone who's been a part of this show, continue to live your life the right way.